How's it going, guys? I'm the Gaming Updater, but you can call me TK, and welcome to my favorite non-DLC map in Battlefield 4, Rogue Transmission. As in, this might even be my favorite map in Battlefield 4 altogether, simply because this map plays so well. This map just works. There's some maps like Operation Locker or Operation Metro, stuff like that, they're designed for rush, and when you're playing Conquest, you end up with a big wall of men, and they just don't work. Whereas this map, not only does it play awesome, and not only is it fun to play, but it looks cool. And I've always been really good at it, and I actually don't really know why. I've always found it quite easy to rack up a big score on this map. Don't really know why. I think the map just seems to suit my playstyle. And thus I found it really fun. As you can see, if you watch the last episode at Dawnbreaker, you'll know that I had a friend playing with me, and you can see him again here in the LAV with me. He is back for this mission as well. We played a few games together. We ran off probably in probably a mission or so after this one, maybe even this one. I can't quite remember. But we had a lot of fun in this one. Probably didn't play, because this is such a bit more of an open map. There's not many rooms and things like that. We did sort of split off a little bit more. We did go our own ways a bit more than we did in Dawnbreaker, but we still managed to rack up a good score together, and we were off to a flying start in this game, the both of us. This map is really easy to play the objective, and that's probably the tip that I want to talk to you about today. And that is to not give up on the objective, but not chasing the kills. So there is this very objective at Echo. There's a point in this game, I had to cut it down because it would have taken too long. However, I was hunting for the objective, but it just wasn't quite capturing. It was just staying still. However, I'm not going to run away, but if I see someone, so for instance, some man, I saw an enemy infantry run behind a wall, but I'm not going to go chase after him. I'm going to let him be. I'm just going to let him go. I'm just going to hide, make sure that they don't know where I am. That's going to give me the objective in the long run. That's going to help me out better than me going after him, because he's probably got some men backing him up somewhere that I don't know. I'm better off just hiding and waiting for the kills to come to me and picking up the objective. If it turns out that they start recapturing it, maybe just go after him, hunt down a couple of kills before you get taken out, and don't even bother. Go and hunt for other objectives, because it may not even be worth it. But if there's only a couple of dudes there, if it's staying still, hide, stay hidden, and make sure that you get the objective captured. Don't bother about hunting for the kill, because it's only going to get you killed. It never works out that way. So just stick around. Make sure you're capturing the objective. That's your number one target. Another thing there with the guy using the smoke grenades, so here's another tip as well. There's a reason that I use flashbangs and not smoke grenades. The flashbangs are going to blind your target, but they're not going to blind you. So they're going to give off a little bit of smoke, but within a second they're gone, and they're still going to be blinded. With the smoke grenades, not only they are at a bit of a disadvantage that they can't see, but so are you. And so it kind of becomes a little, pointless, as in it's almost like me flashbanging me and my enemy. So if you want to be using a tactical grenade, so I like to use flashbangs. I like to send a couple in before I pick up an objective, or maybe just if there's a big group of enemies that I can see, I'll pop a flashbang right in the middle of them and see how many I can take out. But this is the moment I was talking about, so you'll see in a minute it won't quite capture. I was looking around this corner here, so straight around the corner there was someone. My teammate ended up taking out, but as you can see, I'm in a hiding spot. I'm just making sure that I'm not dying when the objective is being captured. But yeah, anyway, I like to use the flashbangs just because it's a much easier tactical grenade. So if you're not aiming to get the kills and you're aiming to capture the objectives and stuff, a flashbang is a good idea, but don't even bother with the smoke grenades. They're not quite worth it. Unless you've got some other weird, cool game plan that I don't know about that you like to use them for, or maybe you just like smoke grenades, that's fair enough. But if you're aiming to capture the objective and you want a more tactical grenade rather than an explosive one, I much rather suggest you go and use the flashbangs than the smoke grenades, because it's going to help you out a lot more in the long run. So this game went really well. It went swimmingly, as in usually, especially with this map, I can pick up a 10,000 score quite easily. But in saying that, I wasn't quite sure how the last few games are going to go. I don't want to end up with a score of 10,000 on the dot, but then come to the last games and just finish off like I did on Flood Zone with a 6,000 or 7,000 point couple of games, and then not ending up reaching the 100,000 point total that we're aiming for. Here you go. There's another thing. The objective isn't quite being captured. I'm just staying in that building now. I'm staying in the staircase and just picking off players one by one and staying hidden. Eventually I take it out, but that's the sort of gameplay you need to be following through. But yeah, as I was saying, I need to pick up the big scores. It's the biggest score I can get. 10,000 point is the minimum. and that's the average I need to get, though. So the average isn't always going to be good enough. I really wanted to pump this score up big time, so I was really concentrating. You can see I've reached the 10,000 point now, but we've still got a few points left. I want to see if I can add another 1,000, maybe even 2,000 at the end of that. Plus, we're going to pick up the end. We're going to pick up the win. I'm going to get the winning bonus. I want to pump that score up to maybe 13,000, 14,000. Don't stop and don't get too, happy-pappy because you've just smashed that score. Make sure you keep pushing because you can actually squeeze in a good few points. Kind of like when you get a kill streak. Make sure you try and squeeze in a couple more. But I ended up with 12,500, so not a bad score. Pretty good one for Rogue Transmission. And see you in the next episode. TK out.